Dave Chappelle has officially been canceled. Yes, that is correct. Headline from NBC News: Dave Chappelle show at Minneapolis First Avenue canceled after online backlash. And based off this headline, the title, you would probably assume thousands of people were marching online, to use the term, against Dave Chappelle to cancel the event. So let's go down here in the article. The decision came after an online petition on change.org. Dave Chappelle has a record of being dangerous to trans people, and First Avenue has a duty to protect the community. The petition, which had just over 120 signatures as of early Thursday, which is today, at the time I'm recording. So, 120 signatures as of today. Now, I believe this petition has been going on for a few days. I'll get to that in a moment. But 120 signatures was apparently all the backlash is they needed to go ahead and cancel the show. According to the article, we can go to First Avenue right here. They made a statement, pretty long statement, basically apologizing that they are canceling the show. Now, there is a distinction that we'll get to in a minute about Dave Chappelle being completely canceled. But here is the change.org petition right here. They were aiming for 200 signatures. They haven't even got it yet. First of all, they are at 126 as of now. And I guess this was the ultra backlash. Now, people who are, against the woke culture, whatever that means to them personally, they're going to pretend like there were thousands of people who were raging against Dave Chappelle, but it was 126 people. These guys didn't even match their goal, and it is more likely that internally there is a code of conduct at First Avenue, and these people do seem to be more on the left-leaning side of things. As you can go down here, they have talked about coming out against the overturning of Roe v. Wade. So these guys do tend to have some political advocacy. Clearly, they're talking about Roe v. Wade and how they are against it being overturned. And here is their code of conduct, which in bullet point 2, acting or speaking in a discriminatory manner or using racist, sexist, ableist, transphobic, homophobic, xenophobic, or other biased language, including intentional misgendering. So this is kind of their code of conduct at their business place. I want to make a quick side note real quick. I did this in post-production because some people are going to ask my perspective on cancel culture, and I think it is mostly a term thrown out there at this point. Anytime anybody has any consequence or there is any backlash socially for saying something extremely stupid, racist, etc. And at this point, it is just a word that people throw out there when somebody says something that triggers them in some way. For an example, you'll have somebody who is famous, they'll say something very racist, and then they'll lose a contract. And then you'll have half of the Republican base, if not more, come out and say, "Oh my God, he's being canceled. I can't believe it." And even on this very thread right here, I was reading on Twitter about how some people were calling out a contradictory statement about how First Avenue values different opinions and expressions, but they are ultimately canceling Dave Chappelle's show and moving it to another location because of what I assume is his remarks in the past. Now, addressing this issue that a lot of people have, opinions differ to degrees. Saying I like Papa John's and Domino's is crap, which is a true statement, by the way, a very true statement. Domino's is crap, but that is different than saying, well, I think gay people should just die. Okay, that is a much different opinion. Now, Dave Chappelle didn't say that. He didn't say that about trans people either. That is an extreme example, but those two notions, those two different opinions, are different. The opinion of which pizza is better is different than somebody having an opinion about human rights. Okay, so let's not pretend like this is some huge hypocrisy. Which Dave Chappelle has had a past of using terms and being on teams that some would view as problematic. In a comedy special, he talked about how he was Team TERF. Now, TERF is an acronym that stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. These people basically don't like trans people. One of the most prominent members of this group would be J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, or as I call it, Harry Protter. But if you are calling yourself Team TERF, it's normally safe to assume that you agree with their message, and their message is anti-trans in nature, and it doesn't really look it doesn't appear to be something that falls in line with the code of conduct for First Avenue, which it would make sense why they would cancel his show and move it to another location, because that is what happened. Dave Chappelle Live, as you might have saw on the Twitter, Dave Chappelle, his show was canceled at First Avenue, but is being moved to the Varsity Theater. Now, they have already arranged ticket holders to move to that location. So if you have bought your tickets online, you could work it out with the two theaters, and they can transfer you over, and you will be getting to watch Dave Chappelle still. You will still be able to watch the comedy special live. It is just in a different location in the same city. So it's not like you have to fly across the world, fly across America to see Dave Chappelle. He just got moved to a different location. So I want to go ahead and point that out for everybody who thinks that he is being severely canceled, absolutely having his career devastated. Dave Chappelle is still going to be putting on shows. He's actually putting on two today. One at 6 p.m., one at 9:30, and two tomorrow. So he's definitely not doing bad, okay? He's still putting on tons of shows. And yeah, he had his show taken to another location. And I know people don't like Dave. Some people do not like Dave Chappelle. And I just want to point this one thing out, because it was a really weird flex, okay? When last year, I believe it was last year, when he was talking to a group of students, and someone was, I guess, antagonistic towards him, and he was like, I'm better than every instrumentalist artist, no matter what art you do in this school right now. I'm better than all of you. I'm sure that will change. I'm sure you will be a household name soon. Now, kind of a weird flex to tell a bunch of high schoolers that you're better than them. Weird flex. Yeah, Dave Chappelle. I'm not sure if that was a joke, because I don't see a joke in there. But I don't know if Dave Chappelle can play an instrument. I don't know if he can draw. maybe he can. Maybe he's actually really good at all of those things. I want to see him play a guitar solo, but I probably won't get to see it, unfortunately. So yeah, there we go. Dave Chappelle, somewhat canceled, but not really. Yeah,